So here we are with The Devil's Arithmetic by author Jane Yolen. Now, this novel will supplement or be an additional piece to our language arts class during our study of informational text through the time period of the Holocaust. So again, this is a work of historical fiction, and the focus of this is to give us another way in which to view this particular time period through historical events, but the plot line of a fictional story. So, how this will work, you'll have three main sections. The first section focuses on vocabulary. The second section focuses on plot and story comprehension questions. And then the final section is a analytical section in which you are analyzing the text and making connections to the time period in history that we are studying, and also, in some instances, your own unique experiences and the experiences of our protagonist, Hannah. So, as we go through this, this particular section happens to be for chapters 5 through 7. However, all of the sections that you will be assigned will follow the same format. So you'll use this as a guide to respond and answer the comprehension and analytical questions for each section of the Devil's Arithmetic. First section here has to do with vocabulary, and again, with the vocabulary piece here, you can use a dictionary if you prefer an actual book, or you can use your iPad and any, you can just search on the internet for the definition, or you may also download an app of some type, whatever works best for you. Feel free to find one that is convenient and that you like to answer the vocabulary sections here. So again, a couple of vocabulary items here, and then some plot questions. Now, with the plot questions, again, as long as you read the novel, you'll be okay in answering these questions, and please make sure that you are responding to these questions in full, complete sentences. So at this point in the year, there should be no excuses as to why you're not able to restate the question and then provide your answer and then document that with punctuation at the end. So as we move on down through here, we will eventually arrive at literary analysis pieces. Now, the way that this is set up, we're reviewing different examples of ways in which we can analyze text or ways in which language are used to convey meaning. So this particular section here goes over figurative language, and there's actually a chart that has various examples. So again, if you're unfamiliar with one of these, or you can't recall it from a previous story that you've read throughout your educational career, go ahead and research what the definition of each of those terms is, and then look up at the table here to find and document your definition, and then write your own example. Your own example could be from something in the text, or it could be something from your own life. So again, as we continue on here, there will be instances as well where you'll be looking at a quote from characters in the book, and then you will be asked to document your examples of what type of figurative language was used. So in some instances here as well, you will also have multiple choice questions that relate to whatever is being discussed in the novel in the particular chapter. So again, you'll continue moving on and talking about the different types of figurative language in this instance. Now, each of the sections will be labeled, so this particular section focuses on Chapter 6 solely, so everything's sequenced out and chunked for you so that you'll know exactly where you're at in the novel. So as you move on here, in some instances, you'll be asked to diagram and document different examples of how the characters are changing, or in this case, you'll be comparing Hannah's old life in New Rochelle, which is the city in New York that we discussed in class, or her new life, where she has been magically teleported, shall we say, to. So, again, what you are doing depends on the particular chapter. For instance, chapter 7 here focuses a little bit on poetry. So, in your packet, you'll have all this information to be successful with this particular chapter. Again, this focuses on poetry. So, the Devil's Arithmetic again, the idea here is that we are supplementing our research on the experiences of people with a piece of historical fiction that ties in well with our unit of study.